there was some sort of warp contact between somebody, I'm not sure exactly what, but up the hill at the moment, the Ferrari of Revo all over the back of Bans goes to the outside. There's going to be a drag race, and I think Electrician's going to get involved as well here. They're going to be 3 wide as they go up towards Lakecom. Electrician go between the two of them, they bang wheels, and Bans gets it at the moment. Revo trying to hang it around the outside. He has the inside for the left-hander, and he pushes Electrician off the track at the moment of about 0.4 of a second, but he's not going to have it for long because Revo has the slipstream. He has the DRS. Going to be very close between the two of them. Bans covers the inside, Revo's to the outside. Electrician looking forward as well. Revo's done it.
I think I can slow down a little bit. I think we're still getting Bishop's still doing big work, getting his second kill onto stage. With Sean suspecting 2 minutes was short, unfortunately going to be traded out. So one day going down without a Kraken. Russ going to get the kill onto Carrizo, and Voidlet now in a 1v4 situation. With a lot of Ria's balls altogether. Going to get 2 kills onto the side of Ria's and into a 1v2 situation. Spots out the player Optimus unfortunately does get taken out by Bishop doing big work.
There we go. Beautiful. Is literally come to life.
He's just going in. He's just going in now. It's like he decided, you know what, boys, let me just try. Just whatever I can.
Well played by this one.
The struggle making the players to commit to here. But Ghost Monster is just on point, getting at the, what is this, the 3rd? Maybe going for the 4th and getting the 4K. What an awesome round for Ghost Monster.
Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the ZAMAJORS coverage of this qualifying session and then the race of round 13 of the Slipstream Racing League here at Spa-Francorchamps, and we are in for a treat today because Spa is a fantastic racetrack. We are big fans of it, and with any luck we should get a fantastic race. I'm Terror Incognita. Alongside me will be Thimo as soon as he gets back.
I am back.
Back.
Was just waiting for you to
Fantastic.
finish
Welcome back.
how much we like Spa because yeah, it's honestly my favorite track on the calendar, so I'm obviously hyped about this race.
Yep, I think it is. I think it is for most people. It's really fantastic, and I think we've got to see whether. I mean, Etney has been extremely fast in practice, as we would expect. Extremely fast in practice, so it'll be interesting to see whether anyone can get anything from him. I think he's the pretty clear favourite for this race, but you never know, we might get a surprise. He did get beaten here in the tournament by Revo, of course.
Yes.
That we did a while ago, so in those shorter races at least he was beaten, but I don't know, I'm not seeing much potential for an upset here today.
Is Sergio's racing? Yes, Sergio's is racing, so I mean, he could definitely make Etney's life difficult, as always, like for example last week when he in fact took the victory away from Etney due to a better strategy in qualifying and then therefore the better race strategy, and even Etney getting caught up I think a bit in the midfield struggles. I think he had a crash, but I'm not quite sure. I think he lost the front wing in turn 1 or something, so
yeah, at the start of the
last race obviously Sergio succeeded, but even if Etney hadn't had the problems he did in the midfield, it still would have looked pretty good for Sergio because his race pace was obviously really, really good. He was absolutely flying, so I think he is definitely still a worthy opponent.
Yeah, I think that's right.
See.
It's Sergio's leading the championship, of course, still, after that very strong early part of the season. Etney, what, 40-something points behind him? Something like that.
Yeah, I'm searching for the current standings at the moment.
It's certainly a pretty significant lead. It's more than a race win. So, he's got his work cut out.
Wow, that's a gap. It's... I can't calculate. 54 points?
54, really? Wow.
Yeah,
that is a big gap.
Yeah, it is 219 points for Sergius and 165 for Etni.
Yep, that is 54 points. That is a big gap. So it's more than 2 race wins. Get 25
Yes.
for a win. So, yeah, got lots of work to do. We're on board with Speedy at the moment, who's 3rd in the championship. A little way behind Etni. I think he's, what is he, 10 points behind Etni or something?
Who? Speedy?
Speedy,
in
yeah.
the championship. He is behind Etni by 6 points.
6 points, there you go. So, oh, Speedy having to... I think that is a desynced Hugo's. Hope that fixes itself, because that will be annoying if it doesn't. We will see.
By the way, I
don't think
just
that was a
realized
real
the
car.
constructors is actually pretty close.
Oh, who's leading the constructors?
Sauber with 236, and then it's Haas with 226, and then Mercedes with 221.
Ah, that is close.
And
yeah,
behind them
'cause-
there's 130 points to Ferrari.
Well, Hugo's has been... Well, Hugo's was driving for Sauber earlier in the season, right? Now he's driving for Haas, at least in this race.
Yes.
So,
He switched sides.
yeah.
That's copy for Sauber, alongside Etni, of course.
Speaking of copy, early surprise. He's put it on provisional pole, at least for the time being, ahead of Speedy. So, copy with a 42.2,
Yeah.
which is pretty fast.
Is anybody doing some funky stuff with the tires? Tipsy, please. Bans, Yugos, and Danny are on
They're on
soft.
the soft.
Sergius
Yeah.
is on mediums, and I mean, lots of people haven't done a lap yet. Anthony is on his out lap, I think. Oh, he looks like he's pushing. I don't know. He's definitely just going through Blanchiment at the moment, and now approaching bus stop. So we will see. I think, yeah, he drives fairly
Looks
quick.
like a hot lap to
fairly
me. Yeah, he's
quickly.
in,
Yeah, it
he's in
looks
hot
like a
lap
hot lap.
mode. So we're going to see him come
Oh,
over
okay.
the
I
line
didn't
now.
see his ERS.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is going to be pole. Oh, it's going to cross the line, and it goes provisional pole
half a
with
second ahead of Copy.
41.7. So yeah, half a second to Copy, his teammate. Sauber 1-2 right now.
Yeah, real F1 would wonder what the hell is going on now.
Yep, not exactly. Maybe next season with Kimi. Don't know, who knows.
Definitely.
Speedy going around Stavolo. He's on an in-lap by the looks of things. He's not in hot lap ERS mode at all. So we're going to see Triton as well pulling over for a Toro Rosso. He might get a corner cut for that. Don't know. He
Or
might get disqualified. Yeah, what's he doing? He has to wait. Oh, he's trying to pit. That's what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
So
No Pastor Maldonado Force India double kill.
with the help of the wall, gets it turned in.
Yes.
So Triton managing to survive that just about. We
Yep.
got Bantz. He is on a hot lap. He's on the soft tyres. We'll see him go through Stavolo now. This right-hander runs a little bit wide. That might be too wide. Certainly got-
Bans trying it with soft tires, only puts it in P11 out of 12, behind Ocean GVAD of Wimpy, so... Wow, the two Red Bulls just ran into each other in the pits. Interesting.
dear.
It's desync. I think because now another Red Bull pulled out of the pits, so obviously lag. It's a fairly common bug
yeah,
though.
I think I've got... Have I still got Hugo's desynced? I wonder if I have... it looks like it might be alright now.
Yugos isn't desynced for me at least. Yeah, it's down to the spectator. So. It's a really interesting system. I don't quite get
Yeah, I really
why
hope it
it's
doesn't
doing
happen
that.
for the race, because
Yeah.
we might have the opposite problem to the one we had at Hockenheim, where we didn't see somebody on the track when they actually were.
J-Rocks.
Yeah, J-Rocks.
Speaking of him, where is he? He's not driving. He's substituted by Please PLZ. I don't know.
Yeah.
How to...
So
I think
I'm gonna
it's
go with Please, because that's much easier to say than PLZ. But
Yeah.
he's on an
It
outlap
could
at the
also
moment.
be the German Postleitzahl. Who knows?
Ah, maybe. I'm
Of
gonna
course.
stick with Please. I think that's
Yeah.
it's a bit easier.
And I'm just sticking with Postleitzahl. Perfect. Who just got in another time? Bans has conceded on his attempt to get in a lap on the soft tires to gain himself, to get himself a major advantage. So now he's going out of the pits on the red super soft compound. And Sergios put it in P9 on mediums.
That's a
so
really impressive
stuff.
That's a really impressive lap on the mediums for Sergios. It's probably not going to do him any good.
If he was on super softs, he might be on pole.
Yep, I think that's probably right. It's certainly close to Etni's lap time. I have seen Etni do a 41.2 in a practice session, so that is an extremely fast lap time.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
impressive.
Very close, in fact, to the F1 esports guys that are doing the World Championship right now. So yeah, Etni's very fast.
If you look at the leaderboards of time trial, oftentimes you can just go in, sort by the top guys, and have a look through, and it won't take you long to discover Etni is consistently in like top 50, I think, for Spa or for Hungary. I saw him in P14 worldwide, or at least on PC. I think it's only PC. So a really impressive pace by him.
Yeah, absolutely. Speedy coming across the line to start his second hot lap now. We're going to stay on board with him for a while at least into La Source. The first corner didn't get that turned in at all. Missed the apex by some distance. Down the hill now heading towards Rouge, which is completely flat in a Formula 1 car. You can see it ahead of you. The elevation change is insane there. You go around the right-hander and then around the left-hander and you can't see what's coming. But it's only the camel straight, so it's okay. And up the hill he goes towards Les Combes. He has abandoned this lap. He's turned his ERS all the way down. So I don't know if he's going to be coming into the pits, but in any case decides that lap wasn't for him. Maybe after that turn 1.
Also, something Terra has done is change the latency, so we are closer to real time with the stream now. It's like, I think, about like 6 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So I'm looking at the stream on my phone, and yeah, it's somewhere around 10 seconds. It might even be slightly less. So yeah.
Before it was like half a minute. So if someone was theoretically active in chat, we would be able to see it more quickly. But at the moment, there's pretty much nothing going on.
Well, nothing in chat, but we do have people watching, so that's good. Welcome along. I'm going to provide you some entertainment, hopefully, today. So we've got an interesting top 10 at the moment, because Michael has stuck it in P3, and that's a very good lap from him, a 42.2. And there's a gaggle of cars, and Speedy, in fact, does go. Did he finish that lap? Oh, I guess he did finish that lap, and I guess he has it in. I guess he has it in low. Yeah, because I saw him put ERS in low, and I thought he must have abandoned the lap, but I guess that's just what you do because it's such a long lap. You have to do that for some of the lap. So maybe that's what happened with him.
Yeah, you gotta. I think the ERS runs out when approaching bus stop or like halfway through Blanchiment. If you give it everything, so if you're in hot lap, if you're staying in hot laps for the corner complexes, and if you're being on overtake for the long straights, obviously Camel Straight, and then for Blanchiment, the run up the hill as well, then you run out of ERS.
Yeah.
Before bus stop. So he might have just spared some ERS to use his charge later on in the lap and not drop, because if it was the lap you were talking about, he put it in P3. So
yep, he definitely did it, and it definitely was that lap. There wasn't time for him to do another one. So yeah, absolutely good lap from Speedy. Half a second down on Etni. Bant has put it in P5 as well in the Ferrari. Here is that Bant. He's on an in lap at the moment, going through No Name, and yeah, 6/10 behind. So there is a gaggle of cars about half a second behind Etni, but again, that's such a big gap. Even though it's a long lap, Etni is really, really fast out there.
He was also fighting for victory in the ZAMAJORS tournament some weeks ago with Etni. I think, he set the pole time there in one-shot qualifying, obviously, and had the battle with Revel and Etni to the end of the race, so I expect him to be somewhat competitive as well.
Yep, absolutely. This is a hot lap, I think, from Triton. He's coming up towards the bus stop, right at the end of the lap.
Tipsy
Turning into the right-hander, turning into the left-hander. Looked pretty clean to me. He's going to come across the line. And he's going to put it in P5, just ahead of his teammate. So a 42.3 from Triton. Again, just behind that little gaggle of Poppy, Speedy and Michael, and ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, row 3 lockout by the two Ferraris, with the two Saubers locking out the front row of the grid. In P1 and P2, the two Czech drivers.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see. There's one more run for everyone. You can see everyone's in the pit at the moment. There's not much happening out on track. We're following Jason, who is, I think, on an out lap. He's going to come through the bus stop
Triton
now.
is doing some creative fuel sparing techniques. I think he just ran over Lecombe.
Okay. I guess
he was jumping around a bit. In real life, if won his floor would have complained, probably.
Yeah, he's no ERS at the moment, so he's certainly not on a hot one. I guess he's on an in-lap, but he doesn't have time to do another one, so he's not really timed that perfectly.
Yes. It's a really long lap, so makes it a bit harder.
Or maybe he does have. It's really close,
maybe,
actually.
Yeah, if you... Like,
he's got about 40 seconds until he pits.
I think he should have
turned around. Yeah, it's going to be really close.
Time, like 20 seconds before.
I'm surprised he's not pushing on this in-lap, though, because he really has to be as fast as possible. Maybe he is out of fuel. That might be why.
Probably has like... Yeah, it takes probably like 2 minutes. Like a slow outlap would take like 1 3/4 of a minute, and then you can add some pit stop time. So I think he should have this if he doesn't bottle it massively now.
So Sergio's coming out of the pit lane. He's on the super soft tires.
Yes, he wants to get out of the swamp.
Yeah,
that is the backfield.
Can't really be starting P14. Triton retires, so I guess he didn't have time. He didn't think he had time. I thought he probably did. But
yeah.
In any case, he decides that he did not. He was on a hot one. I think Speedy, has he just started his lap? He's about to start his lap, by the looks of it.
Michael on a slower out lap. He is currently running through Pujon. Benz is in Paul Frère and now going to Blanchimont. So he would be... Wait.
That's an apex from Speedy. Gets it into La Source that time. Much better than last time. So down the hill.
I think it might be bugged because Benz should be on an out lap, but I don't get shown that. I don't get that shown.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't trust the indicator that says out lap. I don't think that's
also
particularly
Speedy,
accurate.
Until he went through Radillon, Speedy was displayed as being on an out lap for me as well. So
okay, so yeah, that's definitely broken. Then Speedy going through sector 2 at the moment, down the hill towards Rivage. This tight right-hander, out of the right-hander into No Name, the left-hander. He just about hits that apex, just about misses the wall. He could have taken maybe a little bit more off the curb there if he'd really thrown it in. Through Pujon now, can't run wide on Pujon. He lifted quite a bit there by the looks of it.
Yeah, not the cleanest runs, so I don't think he took the maximum momentum through Pujon.
No, he missed the apex by a country mile in the first half of the Fagnes chicane. Then into Stavelot, gets it on the exit of Stavelot through Paul Frère now. Again, misses the apex. It doesn't particularly matter though, that corner's flat. So down the straight, he's in overtake mode.
Now running, I don't think you see that, but he's now really close behind Yugos, so he might get into the way. Yugos pulls over, and by pulling over, I mean he just ran off into the grass.
Oh dear.
Looked like something that could have ended in a huge collision.
Crosses the line and goes P2 on a 41.8.
Wow,
good lap.
That's really
Speedy.
close. Oh, almost collided with Please there in La Source.
Yeah, I think he was just starting his lap there, Please. So a bit unfortunate for him. And yeah, I didn't see Hugos at all there. So I guess Hugos is desynced for me. Hopefully he's not for the race. I'm crossing my fingers.
Briggy is only in P12.
Yeah, so I would have expected him to be slightly higher.
Wow.
Was it the same thing that I saw with Michael in...
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Who was that? Who was with him? It was was it a Mercedes? It was. Was it
I
Sergio?
think
I think
it was a Mercedes. Yeah,
it was
Please.
Sergio.
No, wait.
It was Sergio. Yeah, it was Sergio for sure. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe desync. Maybe desync.
Yeah, probably.
Because-
It looked like Michael properly mounted Sergio.
Yeah, it did. I think those two are desynced with each other. So we got a few desync problems here, which is a little bit unfortunate. We're going to see Sergio's cross the line now. Gets it stopped into the bus stop. It's a second apex nicely. Runs a little bit wide on the exit. A little bit of oversteer. He caught it though. He crosses the line and goes on to pole position. So we might have a surprise after all. Here is Etni who's
now
on his way
in
through
Paul Frere. Yeah, Paul Frere.
And out of that corner, up the hill towards Blanchimont. He's on a fast lap here. We're going to go on board with him through Blanchimont, completely flat in a Formula 1 car, of course. We get over to the left-hand side of the track now. We'll break at about the 100-meter board for the bus stop chicane. Clips the first apex. Very nice and smooth. No oversteer moment on exit really at all. Crosses the line and takes it back
and
with a 41.2.
Wow.
So
That's
there
a
we
really,
go.
really good time.
That's an incredible lap time. Here's Speedy is going to cross the line very shortly as well. And he is not on a fast lap. So he pits, and I think that's everyone.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's our grid. Etni on pole. He made to work for it though by Sergios. 0.3 of a second. And Speedy and Copy is the second row, and then Please with a really good debut performance. He is in P5.
That's some depressing stuff for me personally, because in the practice sessions I was able to compete with Please really closely, and now he's improved by like 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, I think I was somewhere around the mid 25s, my pace.
25?
So I was 43s rather. No, 42s. Yeah. So I'd have been like
42s.
a second and a half behind. Yeah, where Eddie is.
I had a low 43, obviously with Spa not only being my favorite track, but probably in relation to my performance on other tracks, my best track on the calendar. I mean, I've participated in two Sarel races there, and in both I came third, which are my only podium positions today, till this day. So, obviously favorite track. But my pace is still way off what SRL guys are doing at the moment. It's incredible.
Yep, it's a fast grid, that's for sure, and the two up front are consistently the fastest. We have a dry race, incidentally. It's gonna be Blackstream for a second. Sorry. And we've been asked to do a driver of the day for this one, so that'll be interesting. We'll see. We'll pick someone out from the grid, see who.
Yeah, I'm all for Sirotkin.
Yep, Sirotkin. Not even in the race. What is going on the grid there? That is some interesting things happening on the left side of the screen. Never mind. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah.
Cars on top
the
of
floor is
other cars.
lava.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's a spectator bug. That's interesting.
Something completely new. It's no bug. It's a feature. Like searching bugs in Codemasters game is like some sort of Easter egg hunt. Makes it all more fun for everyone. Like hidden obstacles, like the tire barrier in No Name Corner. Reaching out for Benz, taking him out of the lead.
Alright, so who is that? That person must be desynced. For me, it's Hugo's, I'm pretty sure. So that's unfortunate. So you're going to have to keep me up to date on where Hugo's is, I think. Yeah.
The Haas cars have got... do really like to desync.
Yep, seems like it, doesn't it?
It was J-Rox in the Haas as well. Wow, he just almost collided with, I think it was Anonymous. In the run towards a Rouge.
Okay.
I think they came close a bit.
We've got Art, unfortunately, imitating life with the two McLarens right at the back of the grid. Jesse and Tipsy. Tipsy didn't set a time. I wonder what happened with him. He is.
Yeah, I don't know. He retired at a point, but I didn't see the corpse of his car. So
might have crashed somewhere. Don't exactly know what we're going to see. And just in terms of tyres, We've got, I mean, as expected, we've got everybody in the top 10 on supers. Everyone from 12th to 20th is on softs, as you would expect. What tyres is Hugo's on for you? For me, he's on supers, but I don't think he is actually.
Wait a second. I was just in the YouTube tab to see if anyone has tried to talk to us. Miloš Martika said something. He's actually on super softs.
He's on supers, so
he's
okay.
the only driver out of the top 10 who opted to still go for super softs. I don't quite get why, because P11 normally is like the pole position for the midfield.
Yeah, absolutely.
But only if you take the tire advantage, which he didn't.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, they will be fresh super soft, but maybe he thinks he can go onto the mediums from the super soft, something like that, or maybe he's two-stopping. That's also a possibility.
Also, something which, honestly, I only just realized, Miloš Martika is not in SRL anymore.
Yeah, he's not in this race, certainly.
Not roster, but at least he's in chat, so...
Yep, it's SRL's loss is our gain. He's in chat, and he gets to heckle us from there.
But to be honest, even back when he was actively driving the SRL, we had him in the chat after lap 5, so it's fine.
Oh, Miloš Martika. Alright.
Definitely come back at me for that one.
Drivers on the grid. We're going to stick with this camera. That looks good to me. So Etni on the front row. Oh, never mind. We're not sticking with this camera apparently. Here we go. 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go. Etni gets a reasonable start. Has to try and cover off Sergios. Goes to the outside. It doesn't look like he's being challenged in the turn 1 into La Source. They go. And look to me like everyone at the front gets through cleanly. A little bit of wheel rubbing on the outside between Speedy and Copy, but everyone seems to get through. They're 3 wide. Yes. They're going down to Eau Rouge. And somebody hit the wall hard. That was Triton. That was Triton. Syntax is out of the race. So Danico as well. So Triton went into the wall hard. He must have damage. Up front though, Sergios.
It's anonymous.
Sergios alongside, trying to get around the outside into Lecom. He's going to have the inside for the left-hander. I think he's going to get it done, but Etni hands it around on the outside. Speedy right behind the 2 of them. They're almost going to be 3 wide as they go in. Speedy thought he had a moment.
On the gravel.
And
Speedy is going to the inside.
Speedy trying to take the lead up the inside of Rivage. Is he going to be able to squeeze Etni out on the outside? They're going to go side by side around No Name. And so close between up against the wall. Etni side by side still. He's hanging it there on the inside. Speedy trying to keep on the outside. Oh, it's very dicey through Pujon. Speedy's going to lose second, I think, to Sergios as well.
Yes.
Fantastic racing as they head up to Lefania. Into the right-hander. Sergios around the outside. Speedy pushes him a little bit wide.
He doesn't manage to reclaim that position. Now they have to make sure that Etni doesn't run away ahead. But of course that's not Speedy's main interest. He wants to get P2 back, obviously. So now Sergios will have to hold on to the leader.
And I wonder how much ERS Speedy has. He seems to still have quite a bit. Has to back out of it into Blanchimont. I think he could have gone through side by side there, but decides to back out of it. And he is basically out of ERS now for this lap as well.
And Vinny is retired. Vinny, what happened to him? See? I don't see a crap.
I can't see he's in the middle of the track. He's in the middle of the track, yeah.
Lost the wheel in the middle of the track.
So he's crashed at Blanchimont. Didn't see if it was in association with another car or not, but I'm going to assume that it was, because it's not a particularly difficult corner otherwise. Triton pits from what had become P14.
I think Triton had a huge moment
he hit the wall. Yeah, he hit the wall really hard on the inside on the run down to Eau Rouge where the cars are now.
Exactly. I only saw it in the background a bit, and I saw a Ferrari flying, so I was actually surprised he didn't come off as that last after that incident.
Back up to Lecom again. Sergios holding that second place. These guys are actually leading, so Etni's actually leading. Hugos is definitely desync for me. Sergios goes to the inside. Speedy having a look around the outside of Rivage. Nothing doing there for the time being.
Yes.
Covers it back to the inside. Oh, Speedy into the wall! He got an oversteer moment on the exit of Rivage, I think it was. And just about, he was in the wall. He just about kept the front end, I think, from getting him, but he's got all sorts of loose into Pujon. Copy all over the back of him.
Obviously trying to claim the podium position, P3. He moves to the inside, and Speedy hangs it around the outside. He doesn't want to surrender that position. It's now the inside for the next corner, now towards Davalo. Will Copy have a look? probably not. Yeah, that's no overtaking spot.
Oh,
Speedy
Speedy's
missing the
struggling
apex
so much.
again, like in his qualifying run. And, oh, corner cutting, gained 1 position. Vance with trouble. He's got a 5-second stop and go penalty. He's currently in P6.
Yeah,
So he
didn't see what happened
overtook
there.
someone with that.
But Speedy seems to have recovered his tyre temperatures. He was in all sorts of trouble there as Copy looks to the inside, but no, not going to try that one. That's sensible pulling out of that. Etney does the fastest lap of the race on lap 2, 47.0 from him.
DRS. Whereas the measuring, the point of measurement is
It's
really
down
close
the hill.
here.
It's before Eau
Yeah,
Rouge.
exactly. It's close to Eau Rouge. So, oh, he might be.
No, he
he's
doesn't
out
have
of
it. He doesn't have
DRS.
it. I'm sure he doesn't have. Oh no, in
That's
fact, is it up? Is it after Eau Rouge and after Radion? Is it this
No.
line here coming up right now? It might be. I don't know. I think
don't
it's.
think so. I think
it's
that's
before. Yeah, I think it's before.
the end of the pit. Of the pit line of the endurance pit.
Copy has DRS though on Speedy for P3. I don't think Speedy's going to be able to do anything about this. Copy down the inside into Lecom. Gets it done. Speedy having to surrender. Speedy in all sorts of trouble at the start of this race. He got that oversteer
even
moment.
catches some gravel on the outside. Yeah, Bance is lurking behind Jason after having had a bit of rage after the last Grand Prix. I don't think that's a fair way to say it, but honestly, he can't come up with another term at the moment. He wasn't really satisfied with the things that happened in, I think, lap 4 of Hungary, and now he finds himself behind Jason again, so that might be a factor for him.
Going to be spicy. I think he's going to be struggling on tyres here. Jason didn't qualify in the top 10, so he is on the soft tyres, and he's managed to get himself up to P5. Which is, or P4 in fact, which is very impressive. But I think he's going to pull away from Vance here. Is he? Oh, he is P5, yeah, sorry. I've got Hugo's car, who's sort of just causing mayhem on the leaderboard. So at some points he's in the lead, at some points he's right at the back. It's not very helpful from my perspective. But
yeah, that's good.
we'll work with it how we can. Where is Hugo's, by the way, in the race right now?
Hugo's is all the way down in P15. He's ahead of Anonymous, behind Triton, so I think,
something happened to him at the start.
In the start crash, the 2 cars I saw flying around were basically a Ferrari and a Haas, so that must have been Triton and Yugos.
Okay, here for P3 then, up the hill towards Lecom. I think Copy is going to be a sitting duck here for Speedy. Absolutely nothing he can do about this, the Sauber driver, so Speedy takes that 3rd position back, at least for the time being. As they head into Lecom, they are 4 seconds now behind Sergios, who is just out of DRS range of Etney up front. Oh, Bance ran very wide there.
Could you maybe give me sort of a rundown on how strategy works here? I don't know if you can do the one-stop.
Well, it's soft to medium, I think you can. Super soft to medium.
They changed the compounds. I think in 2017 it was Ultras, because I remember you dying
it was for sure.
on Ultras.
Yeah, absolutely. So... So yeah, super soft to medium is something you can do, or is something you can maybe do, but soft to medium is what you really want to be doing if you're not in the top 10, which a lot of our drivers have chosen to do, obviously, with the exception of Hugo. Hugo seems to have gone onto mediums, if my HUD isn't lying. So I guess he pitted very early.
Yeah, he pitted, as well as Anonymous, Jesse, and Triton. Jesse got a penalty for the collision with Danico, so he probably just ran into the car. I guess probably not his fault, because the penalty system tends to be a bit irrational sometimes. Let's put it that way. And now Jason got a really good run, and he's all over the back of Copy, moves to the outside, and Copy blocks up off the outside line.
Oh, he ran deep though. Jason's going to get the run down the hill. He's got the better tyres at the moment as well. He's on those softs. These are 5-lap-old super softs, which are quite old at this point, and of course they've done qualifying as well. So Copy going to be struggling through Eau Rouge. He's I mean, absolutely nothing he can do. Although he'll have DRS as well, so maybe this is a drag race that he can win all the way down to Lecom, side by side. Still, the 2 of them.
He'll have the inside, but. Jason takes the position now on the inside, and he clears Copy, and the German gets himself up into P5.
Very nicely done by
P4.
Jason.
P4. Sorry.
So It's still a little bit of a gaggle. 4, 5 and 6 quite close to each other. Speedy is in 3, 4 and 5 in fact, because Hugos has jumped to the top of my leaderboard again. Oh my gosh, that's annoying.
One driver, I'm wondering, I'm wondering where his pace has gone is Briggy. He's down in P13, he didn't look competitive at all in qualifying. I don't know if he had practiced really much for Hockenheim and Hungary and therefore was really competitive, and now he didn't have time or something, but he doesn't look like the Briggy we saw in the last 2 Grand Prix. He's running pretty lonely, 12 seconds behind Ocean Chief. Probably had some sort of incident that forced him to stop. But also in qualifying, he wasn't as fast as expected.
Yeah, he's pitted, so I wonder if he was caught up in that lap 1 accident. I imagine he probably was.
Because his
you don't think so?
tires are 2 laps old, which indicates that he had something happening. That something happened to him later on.
Oh, we got some people pitting.
Lots of drivers are coming to the pit. Sergius is coming to the pits. Has anyone stayed out? No, so no undercuts for the leaders.
Etni pitted from the lead as well. There's a few people who are in that gaggle just behind.
Etni, Sergius, and Speedy all pitted.
So the question is, where are they going to come out? Speedy's come out into traffic. That's unfortunate for him, just behind the Wimpy Tipsy Bob battle for 9th.
Yes.
So that's a little bit unfortunate for him. Sergios and Etni, though, are in clear air, so good news for them. There's a gap of, nearly 2 seconds from Rivos to Etni, so he's going to have to clear him at some point, but looks like it's pretty good fortune for our 2 leaders today. And it'll be interesting to see as well if these 3 drivers here, well, these 4 drivers, 5 drivers that are still out there, I wonder if the overcut might be a thing here, as Anonymous gets himself a penalty. The overcut might be a thing because the mediums do take like a lap and a half to warm up. So I wonder if there's going to be something doing there for Speedy, who's going to be vulnerable there, with all of these drivers who are just behind him on the road. So I wonder if they can leapfrog him.
That's an interesting battle. Obviously in the pits.
Michael into the wall in a big way, and he spins out of Paul Frere. Got understeer by the looks of it into the barrier.
Where does he rejoin now? He's waiting. Sergius can pass through safely now. Wimpy, he gets in Wimpy's way, but it doesn't end in a collision. Wow.
Wimpy went the wrong side. I'm not sure.
That looked dangerous.
It was. I mean, it looked okay until Wimpy decided to go the wrong side. Maybe he just like was unsighted or something. He wasn't expecting it.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. So Copy and Please both pit. Bance is still out there on what are now 7-lap-old super softs. So he's going to be stretching to the 1 stop. Copy puts the mediums on.
So this car looks very planted.
Speedy's being really badly held up here. So Copy's out behind Speedy. But Speedy is being held up by this battle just in front of him. Wimpy and Tipsy Bob. And it's going to be, I don't think he's going to be able to get past here heading up the hill towards Lake Com either, because Tipsy has DRS. So, yeah, I'm not sure he's going to be in much luck. He's going to be behind him all the way through this middle part of the lap.
Kirst is meanwhile taking part in the...
and somebody's off. Somebody's off. Who's that? Rivos, who spun in the second part of Lake Com by the looks of it. So Rivos really struggling. Copy is overtaken by Please as well. Please is on the super soft, so he's doing a 2-stop for sure. But Rivos, obviously on those what are now quite old soft tyres, really struggling. And Speedy.
Meanwhile, Milos Matikas in chat promoting his campaign, #TurnerOffRaceline. Definitely passively, aggressively directed towards Etni, who's running Racing Line.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, you're as fast as that. I wonder. Oh, was Speedy? Did he push Wimpy out of the way there? I wonder. That didn't look great, did it? We'll see. I don't know whether there was actually contact there or whether Wimpy just got loose.
Will Wimpy have a look?
Oh, Wimpy into the wall!
Out! Wimpy into the wall, front wheels off! And he doesn't get into the way of cars approaching behind him. And what the fuck is he doing?
Oh dear.
Oh, sorry.
He goes across the chicane. He's missed the pit lane now as well, so that's a complete disaster for Wimpy. He's going to have to do another lap if he retires.
Jesus front wing and
Yeah,
wow.
he retires, so Wimpy out of the race, unfortunately. Bantz comes out of the pits, and he seems to have lost quite a bit of time on those old super softs, but he's going to be good to the end of the race now on the mediums. So he comes out, but really unfortunate for Wimpy, who seemingly got that oversteer moment. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he wasn't pushed out of the way at Paul Frere. Maybe he just got the oversteer moment. But in any case, he's out of the race, unfortunately. Let's see if we can find some battles, shall we? We got Tipsy and Rivos, who are on the same strategy, battling it out. Up front, we've got Jason, who's still on those soft tyres, as Tipsy. Let's quite see what happened there. Tipsy was struggling, though. These guys obviously struggling with their tyres at the moment as well. Didn't seem to be held up too badly by that. Oh, Rivos off the road!
Goes off at Puhan,
very wide at
when
Puhan.
Rejoin, he drifts back onto the track, and now he's sideways on track, and he's lucky that he... Oh!
Yeah,
caught...
nicely done in the end. He caught the spin and managed to keep it out of the wall.
He also managed to get in a bit of free space where there were no cars, even though it looked a bit close with bands passing by. But in the end, he didn't get in anyone's way, but that's a dangerous thing. If you go through Puhan, you're really quick, and if there's a car...
Tipsy...
What?
He didn't hit the wall, did he? I don't think he hit the wall there.
Michael is retired. I don't know why.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to Michael
like
either.
He
Tipsy
manually
pits.
ended his race.
Tipsy pits from what was 7th place, so he goes into the pits. Bantz inherits that 7th place now, so let's just take a little bit of time to see exactly what's happening in this race. Jason is running an excellent race. He is the lead of the soft cars by a long way, the guys that started on softs by a long way. He's very easily going to be able to one-stop, and he's going to be on fresher tyres than everybody else when he pits as well. He looks like he's going to come out, let me have a look. It's about 20-second pit stops. He's going to come out around where Please is at the moment in 5th place, so really good stuff from Jason. He's made up a bunch of places.
Has Please got wing damage? I don't know, because to me it looked... Okay, it doesn't look like he has got wing damage, at least I can't spot it, but the incident he had with Wimpy going across the bus stop chicane, which made me lose it a bit.
It's possible that he does, I don't know. Is he catching Speedy at the moment? I don't know, he's run a bit wide there, but he seems to be alright. He's certainly faster than the leader Jason, so... I think he seems to be okay. Meanwhile, oh man, my gaps are haywire once again.
I will quickly have a look on what happened in the bus stop between Please, Tipsy and Wimpy.
Okay, so Jason pits from the lead, so he's going to be onto the medium tyres now. A very good first stint for the Force India driver. He's got a penalty as well, so it looks like he's got a 5-second penalty. That's a little bit unfortunate. He'll be held in the pit lane for those 5 seconds, so he comes out. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out, I think, behind Copy and maybe behind Bantz as well. Not exactly sure. You get to cut the inside of La Source a little bit, so he's slightly ahead of Bantz, although I think he's going to be... Yeah, Bantz is going to get him on the run down to Eau Rouge by the looks of it. It's these two battling once again, just as they did in Hungary. And Jason trying to have a look. He's going to have DRS, of course. Oh, who is going to have DRS? Yeah, he's going to have DRS. He's going to be past Bantz before they get to Lake On. That's unfortunate for Bantz, because now Jason on cold medium tyres is going to slow him down all the way through this section. See Bantz just squirming around looking for a way past, but there isn't a way past at the moment. He's going to go to the inside here. Going to get his nose up the inside and pass, I think, into Rivage. Nicely done.
Yes.
Gets the outbreak. So Bantz.
So this time without rage, tears, and crippling depression, like in Hungary.
Who was that?
Oh,
was
and
that
now he runs a bit wide.
Oh, that's a that's a desynced Hugo's. Okay.
Hugo's is, by the way, in P14.
Okay.
34 seconds behind Ocean Chief.
So not a good race for Hugo's, unfortunately. So Bantz now is going to be able to pull away, at least for the time being, from Jason. I wonder if Jason can stick in his draft. He might be able to. That's not a real car. Ignore that. That's Hugo's spinning away there as he was hit by those two. Meanwhile, up front, 2 seconds is the gap. Sergios is holding this gap up front. They pitted on the same lap, and they've basically run the same race so far. But Etney has just about managed to keep Sergios out of DRS range for the time being. It'll be interesting to see who is better on tyres between these two as we come towards the end of this race.
Yeah, that will be an interesting one. They are really equal on pace. I think after the before the pit stop, it was like 1.5 seconds, and I think in the pit stop itself, Sergios had a bit of bad luck with, I think, Speedy or someone else behind him going into the pits, holding him up for a second, because I think they rejoined the track with a gap of 2.5 seconds, and wow, he just tapped the wall on no-name corner. And then he has worked his way back up to a gap of 1.2 seconds, now dropped back again. So they are really keeping it close.
Yeah.
But unfortunately not in DRS distance, so we are not getting the epic battle we desire at the moment, but it could come later. Riddle's retired. So this race has already taken 6 drivers' lives.
Yeah, that'll be Spa for you. As Please runs a little bit wide on the exit of Stavolo there.
Yeah, I'll have a look on board with Yugos to see whether he went off in like Radeon. Oh, yeah, the car was apparently parked in Radeon, so we can all imagine what may have happened to Rivas.
Yeah, another victim of Eau Rouge, unfortunately. So
that's funny, actually.
As Bantow breaks himself a little bit for the bus stop chicane. He's got Jason about a second behind him. He doesn't seem to be going away, so Jason might well be interested again. And in fact, he's in DRS range right now as well. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's able to close back up again on Bance as his tyres come in. He's on the mediums, of course. Bance is on the soft tyres. Stay on board with him through Eau Rouge. It's a little bit tentative there, but seemed like it was alright. Going to have DRS as well. There is the ping. Through Radeon he goes up the Camel Straight into Les Combes. And you can see how much that gains you. It gains you about 0.3 of a second if you're in DRS range at the bottom of the hill. Jason keeping it interesting. Sergios has lost a second somewhere up front. We got now 3 seconds between Etney and Sergios. So have to pick up the pace a little bit if he's going to make that a scrap towards the end of the race.
By the way, is who's going to the end? I think Please definitely has to pit again. He's on 5-lap-old super soft tires, so those should be pretty worn by now. So I expect him in the next 2 to 3 laps or something to come into the pit. And yeah, I don't know, can Bance drag this set of soft tires to the end? He has got 4 laps on them, and we're in lap 13.
That's interesting, isn't it? I hadn't noticed that Bance was on softs, but I guess you can. Yeah. I guess that's why he did the extra lap, because he did stay out a long time on the super softs. So I wonder if that was because he wanted to, as Please does pit this lap. That seems very early. That's 5 laps on the super softs. I don't know about that, or whether he's no damage or anything like that, so I wonder why he decided to pit so early. That seems like it might be a mistake to me. I don't know, that seemed quite early. But yeah, I hadn't noticed that Bance was on softs and was going to be running to the end of the race, and presumably he is trying to run to the end of the race. You wouldn't pit for the softs there instead of the mediums if you were planning to pit onto the super softs for a set. If you go to the super softs at the end of the race. As Wimpy obviously retired a while ago, does decide to leave the session. But,
and
Triton and Anonymous both pit as well from way down the order.
Triton will have to lap Jesse probably on Camel Straight. Jesse also not having the best of races, admittedly.
Yeah, he's
and go past.
A lap behind.
after that shocking moment in the run towards Eau Rouge in lap 1, Triton has made a bit of a recovery drive. He's now in P10. Obviously, some was down to pace, and some of that recovery drive was down to 6 cars retiring. So,
Yeah,
but in the
absolutely.
end, he's in a points-paying position.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Going to get himself a point certainly at the moment, and he's got. How long has he got? Well, he's got. Yeah, he's on the fresh soft tyres. As Sergius does the fastest lap of the race.
Oh,
He's eaten
Yugos!
into that
Yugos
gap a
crashed out
little
of Radayon.
Oh dear. Okay, well
He
I'm
lost
not
the
going to be
front
able to
wing.
see that.
Yeah.
I guess
now
he's all the way down the
slowly-
order, right?
Yeah, he's in P13, only ahead of Jesse, behind Anonymous, but 40 seconds behind Anonymous, so I guess he kind of abandoned his race anyways. So,
Speedy
Yes.
pits from
yes.
P6. So, oh, new front wing. Something happened with Speedy.
Oh,
We didn't
I
see
didn't
what
see it,
happened.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't see
No.
it either. So something happened with Speedy, and he changes his front wing, goes onto the soft tyres to the end of the race, and Briggy pits just behind him as well. But that's really costly for Speedy. He's going to be all the way down now, behind Please, a long way behind Please, 6 seconds or so, and Please is nearly 12 off the back of Jason. So not the best race for Speedy. He's been in the wars a little bit. We saw him battling for the lead in the first couple of laps, but not able to stay in that fight, and he's had a little bit of a struggle.
Benz is now up into P4. Wait.
He
Yeah,
was-
to the pit stop, of course.
Yeah,
I just,
yeah. Exactly.
yeah, the intervals lied to me, I think.
Well, we missed
Because I was tapped out for a short period of time.
Triton passing Tipsy as well. I guess that was up towards Les Combes. So Triton up to P9 now in that second Ferrari. Gets himself 2 points if he stays there. It'll be difficult to see, I think, or it'll be difficult for him to get any more places, because there are pretty significant gaps ahead, and everyone ahead of him is on fresh tyres.
Something I want to have an eye on is might Benz be able to set his course for the podium, because he's 1.7 or 1.6 seconds behind Copy at the moment, but he is on soft tires, 7-lap-old soft tires. Copy is on 8-lap-old medium tires. So I think the longer this goes, the more will the advantage of Copy be at the tires. I think at the moment Benz still has got the upper hand, but towards the end of the race, Copy might have the edge over Benz, but he's only 1.6 seconds behind. So if his pace is fast enough now, he might get himself into DRS, into the DRS window, and then he might get himself into contention for that last podium position. In the in the ZAMAJORS tournament that we had, race 2 obviously was in Spa, and there Benz suffered from his setup because he had a really high rear wing, I think it was, which made him kind of a sitting duck on the straight all the time, so he couldn't pass Etney, I think, at any point, even though he had a better run.
Yeah, he said that he will not make that same mistake again, so he's fixed his setup.
I wonder if he changed the setup.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. In fact, because he told me he did.
On the outside.
Yeah, a little bit wide. He's still in that sort of 2.5 range. He's obviously desperately trying to get onto the back of Copy, but just not quite able to at the moment. And the longer it goes, without him being in that DRS range, the more his tyres are going to suffer, and the less likely he is to be able to make that move. So we'll keep an eye on it, but at the moment, it's looking like Copy might be on course for that 3rd place.
Everything has settled down a bit at the moment. The only real on-track battle we have got at the moment is for P11 between the 2 Renaults, because Anonymous has now caught up to Ocean Chief. They are running through Paul Frère at the moment, going towards Blanchimont, and so there might be an overtake happening. Yeah, Ocean Chief just got contacted by James or something, because he just absolutely parked it besides the race line to let Anonymous through. He didn't want to fight there.
Anonymous on much better tyres, of course. He's on the soft tyres that are 2 laps old. Ocean Chief on the 9-lap-old mediums that presumably he's trying to take to the end of the race.
Benz was for a really short period of time there with a gap of 1.3 seconds. Now it's 1.6 again, so
yeah, he seems to be really good.
Too much into that.
He seems to be really good through Les Combes, but then he loses the time in this section here. So obviously Bant's struggling a little bit to try and close that gap. I assume he's trying quite hard. We're right on board with him a little bit to see exactly how hard he's trying. Pushing it to the outside, getting it turned into Stavo. It's neat and tidy at the moment, so obviously smooth is fast. You don't necessarily want to be ragged, but if you're being aggressive, then sometimes you will be. But yeah, he's lost another 2/10 this lap, so unless Copy makes a mistake, it's going to be really difficult for... Who is that? That's a yellow flag in Sector 3.
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh, it's Jesse who has gone off in the bus stop. So Jesse having some more struggles. We've seen him have struggles before, and he's certainly having struggles this race in the McLaren. But yeah, Vance is falling away a little bit. He's now 1.8 behind Copy.
Also, after Anonymous has just made the pass on his teammate Ocean Chief, he's already gone on to catch the next Irish driver in form of Tipsy Bob, who is now only 1 second, less than a second ahead, and Briggy has left the session. He was running in P8.
Disconnect.
So,
gonna assume
I don't
that's
know.
a disconnect. He's still running.
I think so. Yeah. So the AI will drive for him now. Obviously, that loses him a lot of time.
Yeah, very slowly.
So he might drop out of the points bank position. So Anonymous might get a point even without passing Tipsy Bob, which he might do anyways. He's now opened his DRS. I don't think it will be already here. No, it's not here.
He's on so much better tyres. He's got much better grip. So I think he's going to be passed at some point in Sector 2. Tipsy's not going to give him it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any chance that Tipsy really holds him off unless Anonymous makes a big mistake somewhere.
Yeah, we know Tipsy is a fighter, so he won't give up his position. As he said, he now gives the wall a bit of a laugh tap. I can only imagine it going wrong for one car at one point, and now Puron, Anonymous obviously with a lot more grip, and he
absolutely sent it. Pushed Tipsy wide. Not sure about that. Didn't get a particularly good look at that, but not sure Tipsy's going to be too happy with that one.
Ocean Chief is now close to Tipsy. He's within a second, so if Tipsy doesn't get the best run through bus stop, he might become a victim to the next Renault car of Ocean Chief.
Yep, these two former teammates, of course, Tipsy and Ocean Chief. Now in different cars. Tipsy back in the McLaren, which he drives in 2SRL as well, and Ocean in the Renault, and they're running absolutely together. Yellow flag in Sector 2 for something, and Bantz is very close to being within a second of Copy, although they did just go through Les Combes, and that's where Bantz is fast, and this is where he tends to lose the time as well afterwards. And yeah, sure enough, back up to 1.3 it goes, but he is really trying hard at the moment, Bantz. He's going to try and get those soft tyres to the end of the race. That's a 15-lap stint on them, and I wonder if they're going to be crying for help anytime soon. It's certainly a long way to take the soft tyres. We don't see anybody else trying to do anything like that, in fact. The next oldest soft tyres are those on Please and Triton, and they are 5 laps younger. Yeah,
exactly. So those obviously going to the end, but Benz will definitely struggle a bit with them. I can honestly see him abandoning the hope to still get Copy, and him just wanting to end this race cleanly without any major issues to nurse home his car. And yeah, Briggy's disconnected car has now been passed by not only Triton but also Anonymous, and yeah, Tipsy is soon to follow, obviously. So Briggy, I don't know, probably his internet failed on him or something like that. it costs him some points because now he will be out of the points paying positions.
Yeah, absolutely. So 4 laps to go here, and I think the battle at the front is just about done. Sergios is having to admit defeat, unfortunately, to Etni. 5.5 seconds behind now, and not really catching. In fact, he's falling away a little bit further, so it looks like Etni is going to win this one, but again, more good points for Sergios in the championship, and Etni has a long way to come back if he is going to win the championship. Of course, we said 54 points is the gap, and this is only a 7-point differential between first and second, so it will be 47 points between the two of them. There's a copy, and again we're going to see a bouncing Haas here, because that's not a real car, that's the disconnected car, or not the disconnected, the desynced car of Hugo's, who is actually somewhere out there in P13 right now, but...
P13, yeah, exactly. Also, Wimpy has now, basically put out a statement in the chat about what happened to him prior to his retirement. So his take on it is that he got hit from behind on the back straight. That was obviously by Tipsy Bob.
No, by Speedy.
No, it was Tipsy.
Was it Tipsy? I thought it was
Tipsy.
Okay. Speedy, or maybe Speedy was just before that. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I think Speedy was really close ahead of him, and Tipsy was behind him, so he kind of got sandwiched by them, and then was slower than Tipsy Bob on. So his car was going slower. Tipsy then just tapped his rear and put him into the wall, and then he said that he couldn't stop his car in time for Buster. So. Yeah, that's his take on the crash that obviously ended his race. The collision with Tipsy Bob kind of reminded me of what to myself and Noel, or I think Clara and someone else in the Silverstone race of the ZAMAJors tournament. I think it was Cursed, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Clara and who was it? Oh, I don't remember who it was. Was it J-Rocks? It might have been J-Rocks.
Or Anonymous? I don't know.
I can't remember. But I know the incident you mean, just under the start-finish straight.
Okay, and apparently there was also a bit of a collision between Speedy and Wimpy.
Yeah, I assume there was. That was out of Paul Frere, because I saw Wimpy get sideways, and I wondered if Speedy had pushed him. So
okay, I didn't
like
see that. I think I only placed my camera onto them when you were telling me there's some things going on there.
So, closest battle at the moment is between the two gentlemen from Northern Ireland, Tipsy and Ocean Chief, who are battling for the final point in P10. We see them going through No Name at the moment. Not sure how much of a battle it's going to be. Ocean got very, very old tyres. It's going to be struggling, I think, to keep those pointing in the right direction. Tipsy, of course, on those slightly newer medium tyres, 11 laps old, so he's going to be alright, at least for the time being. We'll keep our eye on that. We'll also keep our eye, as we have been, on this battle for third, which Bance is still in, which is surprising to me, on those old tyres. Something happened.
Your microphone had something of a bug. I don't know. You were suddenly really, really loud for one second, and I was shocked a bit. So I said, well, by the way, something I just wanted to mention, not really relevant to the race. The AI of Briggy decided that he definitely has to go onto a super soft, a set of super softs 2 laps before the end of the race. So I don't know who came up with this system, but he has to be a genius. Yeah,
not the best AI. What's happening for P7? Because Triton is close to Speedy, right? That shouldn't be happening.
I don't know.
What's happened to Speedy?
On that last Lakecombe corner, I saw a lot of drivers getting really tight on the last corner of Lakecombe, but apparently the system doesn't think that's corner cutting, so it is obviously fine then.
Yeah, I guess so. We haven't seen that many penalties today. It's
we really
been a relatively clean race by these guys. Good stuff in SRL.
Meanwhile, at the front, the two drivers we haven't mentioned for some time now. Etni has created a gap of 8.3 seconds. I guess at one point Sergios just decided, yo, my championship lead is pretty, it's a pretty sizable lead, so I'm just going to take that P2 home and try not to crash or something like that, because I think if he pushed, the gap would be a bit closer, but in the end Etni outpaced him today. Yeah,
well, it's been yet another flawless race from Etni. We've seen a few so far, and this has been another one from him. As we see
so
this,
strikes back after Hungary.
This is a real battle. This battle for 7th, because Triton definitely has the pace on Speedy, and they're going to be very close. I think going up the hill, and I think Triton's going to be past Speedy here. Oh, I put the jinx on that, didn't I? Into the wall at Radion. Oh dear.
I really like putting the jinx on some drivers. And now Anonymous. He probably
he's a long way behind.
Radion.
Yeah, he's a lot.
Will Triton still lose that position? He's obviously out of a front wing by now. I think at least half of it is missing. He's going completely across here, but he does it slowly, so it doesn't get counted as a penalty. Probably got a warning or something like that. He's obviously struggling massively now, so can Anonymous close that 2-second gap till the end of the lap? I think that will be the race to the line. Also, Benz has managed to nurse his tires to
that's very impressive, and Jason is catching him as well. Oh, and Triton just getting all sorts of understeer.
Puhan, obviously.
Anonymous goes past with no problem at all.
He should have secured his 9th position at least against...
Probably? I don't know, he's got a lot of damage. You can see he's struggling so much through the Fania chicane.
And Ocean Chief is all over the back of Tipsy Bob. Yeah, Triton might struggle and go off through Blanchimont now after massively missing the apex in Stavelot. Not really to blame on this.
Etni's won the race, by the way. We've not mentioned that as Tipsy gets it
but there are things
right
going
out
on,
wide.
So that's good. Bans wants to throw in a correction.
I don't think there's any chance that Triton keeps this position. As he goes wide in Blanchimont.
He goes off track, and now he will probably lose.
He's going to have no braking. No braking. Oh dear.
Locks up, and Ocean Chief will probably take that lucky point as well. And now they are running towards the line. Oh, and Tipsy! Tipsy lost it!
Oh, has he crossed the line? He's not crossed the line. He's going to reverse over the line.
Oh, never mind, he is. I didn't see the line.
He was over the line. Wow. Must have been close.
Oh, and Bans, I completely forgot about that. He just reminded me in private chat. He messaged me. He would have been ahead of
Copy, but for the penalty
on the podium if it weren't for that 5-second stop-go penalty.
So I wonder if that's going to be taken off.
Track. So
I wonder if that's going to be taken off. It might have been. It might have been taken. It might be taken off at the end of the race. Because,
okay, so to quote him, have to throw in a correction. I got a stop-go penalty because I'm on blah. Spun and I went past. I served the 5 seconds in the pit, so technically I'm P3, assuming the random penalty is reducted. Just to throw that in there, Deutschland. Okay, good. Thanks for that information.
So Bant's probably on the podium, we'll see, but certainly the race winner is Etni, who again has driven a fantastic race. Sergios also drove a fantastic race to come P2. Yeah. Kept Etni very honest, but not really able to do anything about the Sauber driver once again, so... The gap now in the championship, 47 points between the two front runners.
The two are trading blows round for round.
Yep, they absolutely are. So I'm going to see the results in just a second. Yep, there we go, 9.5 seconds at the end of the race. Bantz with that penalty, of course, 5 seconds. So he will leapfrog Copy if that is removed. And I think it's reasonably safe to assume that it will be, but not absolutely sure just yet.
Yeah, just so that people know, it's pretty common that if there are penalties, especially like illegally passing a car penalties, they oftentimes get manually removed by our race stewards after the race, because oftentimes it's really not fair to force a car to wait for another car, like park it for 10 seconds when they have spun and something like that. Yeah. So drivers tend to just take the penalty and hope it gets removed afterwards. So that is what might happen to Benz. And putting it that way, he definitely put on. He definitely had the pace to deserve a podium. I think you can say it like that.
Yep, I think that's right. So one thing we haven't done just yet, and the results have gone, unfortunately. So that's not going to help. But Thimo, who's your driver of the day today?
Oh, damn, I forgot that.
Put you on the spot. I like putting you on the spot. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you always catch me off guard. The boring but probably realistic thing to say now would be Etney, because he was absolutely running away.
Yeah, fantastic performance from him. I think, like, if I was going to give it to anyone, honestly, and he had a really incident-filled race last week, and we saw him get involved in multiple incidents last week. Yeah, Jason had a fantastic race. He started 14th on the grid. He ended up 5th, just behind that scrap between Bats and Coffee.
And also, I think in the few battles he had on track we saw, he didn't push anyone or anything, so he kind of showed it to the people who were criticizing him after the last race, that he can also drive a really clean race. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think putting it that way, he might also be my driver of the day then.
Oh, there we go. That's the first driver of the day in the SRL league here at Spa. It goes to Jason, who redeemed himself after a really scrappy Hungary race.
I think he got a warning for that race.
Yep, he did.
So,
but a much better Spa race from what we saw on camera, at least. So
yes,
that just about does it. That's Spa done for another year, unfortunately. In SRL, we don't get to come back here until next season.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But there's Monza next week, so that should be fun. Lots of scrapping and slipstreaming and DRSing and leapfrogging and all sorts of and turn 1 as well, of course. Turn 1 at Monza.
Yeah,
there are definitely going to be crashes there.
I personally dislike Monza, but I think the racing there, at least on the game online, tends to be pretty tense. So yeah, it might really be a good race. I normally don't consider it among the better tracks. Normally when there's a pole on racetracks, I vote Monza out, but spectating it might be fun.
Yep, absolutely. So join us for that next week. Join us also, well, not us, we'll be driving, but join us tomorrow at on the ZAMAJORS stream for the 2 SRL race here also at Spa. So we get to see Spa once again, and Thimo and myself, we get to drive Spa this season for the first and only time. So do tune in for that one.
Wish me points.
Yep, I think we're both going to need some luck to get some good results there, but we'll see if we get it. Join us tomorrow afternoon for that one. But that does it for this broadcast. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, like and follow and everything else, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, goodbye.